Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? This is Amanda. I do hope that you're well. So today is the 29th of September. Let's just put a date stamp on that. I'm recording it on the 29th of September. I'm just doing that because this video is not going to be going up for a few days, but I need to record it today because I can't record it next week. So the intention is this is a video for October 2024. And I think it's going to complement very nicely a couple of other videos that I've done recently that you may or may not have watched. If you haven't, they're all on my channel, Amanda Ellis, which is what you're watching me on. One was called Are You in Balance? Equinox and Eclipse Energies. And also I did another video yesterday on the mini moon phenomenon, which is happening for the next 2 months. So those two videos definitely feel as though they're part of what is going on right now. But I would like to look specifically in this video at October, okay, and how it's going to be. There are a number of key things happening that I have on my radar. And I think we're just going to go through them one by one, okay? I will say at the outset that I'm feeling a pull to look at the energy around the anniversary of the 7th of October and what happened with Israel. Also, the portal, which is Halloween, is feeling very dark this year. We've also got the run-up to the American election, of course, on the 5th of November. I mean, do you know, one thing I want to say, love you, my American followers, but I'm sure you're feeling the same. One of the changes that needs to happen with regards to falling away of old political structures and hopefully a new template coming in, which isn't anything to do with left or right, it's just to do with how politics is run, is please, dear God, can we have a shorter run-in to your election? It feels like it's been going on forever, and I'm not even in the country. It doesn't serve any purpose other than money and division. I'm just sensing that what it does is it draws out the argument, and I don't believe that many people change their position actually from the start of a campaign to the end of a campaign. Sure, there are some, the undecideds, but I don't know. The last election we had here in the UK, I think it was about 6-week run into it. That was a little bit too short, but we need to have a balance somewhere in the middle. So anyway, love, strength and prayers to all of my American followers. I'm sure you're feeling that you want to see the end of it as well. Whatever is going to happen, let's just get it over with and cope with it, move on from it, continue to live our life and try to be the best version of ourselves at any potential time. Anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox. That's just something I do very strongly feel though. It's just gone on for so bloody long. But anyhow, let's get to October's energy. The mood, as you can see here, with regards to the colour tone, those of you that are new to me might not realise I'm a colour therapist. So yeah, the colours that I wear and I choose for my videos are also part of the message. Okay, yeah, we're going into autumn, so we're going to get the browns and the oranges and the burnt coppers, but I'm really feeling that colour palette right now, and it feels very nourishing and grounding as well. So if I was an archangel, which archangel would I be? I'm talking about the colours I'm wearing. And I feel as though particularly I'm really wanting to honour not just Metatron, who I honour all the time, but Archangel Uriel. I mentioned Uriel quite a long time, for quite a while on my channel. Actually Sandalphon as well. Look at these two colours. Are they just not gorgeous? Archangel Uriel bringing in that beautiful burnt orange, deep brown ray, and then Sandalphon, we've got the bronze. So I'm going to work with these two energies in this video. Let's spray firstly, and then we're going to pull some cards and see what messages we get. Let's first off go to Archangel Sandalphon, who governs the Earth Star chakra, which is the chakra beneath your feet. He's asking you please to put down very deep roots this month, which are flexible and are able to move with whatever is going to be happening. But just to remember that silver cord at all time that does link you to this particular incarnation. This is interesting. What he's now showing me is timeline ropes. Oh, right. Okay. So, right. Imagine yourself, all of us, are effectively, when we're on a particular timeline, when church bells are rung and you have to hang on and then you let go and then it makes the noise, or whichever way round it is. I'm being shown the ropes on church bells, but you're basically hanging on to it and then releasing it and then it makes the sound. Well, we've been hanging on, consciously or not, wanting to or not, to a particular timeline, or being forced to hang on to it, and it's time to release that, and there's another cord, there's another rope coming down with a bigger bell on top of it. And what we need to do is be a bit like the gymnast who basically trusts that you can let this cord just dangle, the sound will just start to diminish, the echoes, the reverberations of whatever that timeline was, that which has already manifested, that which was to play out but doesn't have to, and we jump to a new timeline. I was feeling this anyway, but it's really interesting that it's Sandalphon that's bringing it in. Now, Sandalphon's energy also works with the energy of sound. So there's something here to do also with sound therapy, music as a healing modality, which of course is not new, but it feels as though sound and music, and using that to get us through this month ahead and to literally ring in the new of this new timeline, which is available if enough of us jump rope, as it were. Okay, so rather than jumping ship, just let go of this timeline that we're on and let's jump to the next one. It's possible, is what Sandalphon is saying, if enough of us believe that the seeds which are already in the ground of this new timeline are there and are, it's a bit like Jack and the Beanstalk, you can actually grab onto it now. It's starting to become manifest. Now what I'm being shown is really interesting analogies today. What's it called? When you have flies in your house and you put up that fly paper, which my daughter doesn't let me do. Not that we do have to do that much in this country because it's never bloody hot. But anyway, the point is, you put the fly paper up and all the flies stick to it. Well, this is what's happening with regard to some people who are refusing to move off the old timeline. There's also really an analogy here also about flies are attached to what is decaying, or that, they're attracted to what is decaying, what is dead. So I'm just seeing a whole load of sort of blue bottle type energy, fly energy, clinging on for dear life to this old timeline. And now, what is the old timeline? The old timeline is effectively about destruction, control, war, or everything that we've had to endure for goodness knows how many years and however many incarnations we've had. Some people just are unwilling to let that go because they cannot see that there is a new potential timeline to jump to. Enough of us believe and are going to be willing to attempt to do this jump in October. I don't know why it came up on my feed, but I saw a clip the other day on some social media of a guy. It wasn't Italy, I don't think. It might have been somewhere like Thailand. Anyway, he was on one of these like gondola type boats, because they do have that type of boat in Thailand as well, in the floating market. But anyway, it was a long boat. There were people sitting in the boat, and he was the one that was steering it with one of those long sticks, whatever it's called, long oars. And it got to a bridge. There was a bridge coming up. And because he was taller than the bridge, he had to basically jump off the boat. So somehow he manages to jump off the boat onto the bridge above. And then the boat travels underneath the bridge and is about to leave without him. But he uses his stick a bit like a pole vault, and he manages at the last minute to leap onto this boat that's moving away. So there's something here as well about all it takes is for enough of us to create a momentum of change. Look at this card on the bottom of the deck. Change. And other people will jump on board it. But it's a bit like the energy of you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. Everyone's waiting for somebody else to move first. Somebody else to go first. Now, this is also to do with, it's to do with all of it, is what I'm being told. It's to do with financial institutions, new things that are to be created, new ways of doing life, basically. The old herd mentality, which is this is the way we've always done it, this is what we're always going to do, this is what we have to expect. No, I mean, I'm now being drawn, I don't want this to make this overly political, this video, but as an example, in the UK, we've just had our election after 90 years of, interesting I said 80 or 90 years, it was 18, I think, years of one political party in power. So now we've got the other side have come in. And I honestly, I'm sure most Brits will agree, I can't believe what I'm seeing within literally less than 2 months, is it, since they've been in power? It looks like the new Prime Minister, I think he's going to be out by Christmas, because there's all these allegations of sleaze and corruption coming up and taking, backhanders here and all this type of stuff. It's all the stuff the last lot used to be doing. 2 months in, we can already see it's the same diseased bird. So what do we do with that? Do we just keep putting on the sticking plaster? Oh, well, that Prime Minister didn't work, so let's get another one in. Let's see how she does, because it will be a woman next time. I think there's another part of the population just saying this whole system doesn't work anymore. They're all the same. Somehow, some way, we're going to create a new thing, okay? And it's going to look completely different. And I'm hearing self-governance, okay, self-governance. So I'm now being drawn to America as well. So self-governance of states coming in, not necessarily in October, but in the months that follow. I feel as though the eclipse energy and, of course, the election as well in America, whatever happens, whoever gets into power, there's going to be considerable change brought into the way that politics is done, but also the governance of the whole country. Anyhow, let's keep on track. So that was Sandalphon that brought all of that in. Let me just tell you a couple of things that I've written down here. I've literally got 3 lines, okay? So I want to talk about, I'm feeling a pull to the 7th of October anniversary. We have the leader of Hezbollah who has just been killed in the strikes that Israel have done on Beirut. A new leader is needed in Israel who is able to build bridges. He's one of the brigade that is the sticky fly brigade. Okay, let's just call it the sticky fly tape brigade, who is hanging on by his fingernails to power and is bringing more war into his country as well. Okay. I'm not saying the other side is any better, by the way. I'm just saying that here we've got a very prominent leader on the world stage who is continuing the war machine. They are in all countries, of course, across Earth. It's just that this is very topical and there is the anniversary coming up. I feel as though he's made it so much harder for Israel, is what I'm feeling. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards here with regards to this 7th of October anniversary. And I think as light workers, what we have to do is to just ask for peace and bring in the energy of Archangel Uriel, who is about peace and harmony, and also relationships. And relationships, of course, can be the relationships between countries. The relationships between countries. So by bringing Archangel Uriel in all across the Middle East at the moment, which looks like it's about to explode, we can reduce the volume of what is to come, is what I'm hearing. Right, let's just see. 7th of October anniversary, 2 cards. We've got the Father of Air upside down. Now, this would be, excuse me, the King of Swords. The King of Swords is about truth, clarity, ideas, logic. It's upside down. There are no new ideas as to how to solve this problem. All out of ideas. Logic has gone out of the window. I really feel that he's leading the country to ruin. I'm sorry, I know some of my Jewish followers might not like that, but that's what I truly feel. The Father of Air upside down is quite concerning. 7th of October anniversary, let's have 2 more cards. We've got Vision Quest and we've got Oppression on the bottom of the deck. We've also got the card of Loss and we've also got the card of Chaos, but then we've got the card of the Sun. So I'm just taking them all off the bottom of the deck. Okay, so there needs to be a vision quest. I mean, ain't that the truth? Imagine if our leaders around the world actually took time out not to stroke each other's ego and fill each other's pockets with money and backslap and say how great they all are and meet and plan and, you know, genderize the world. Imagine if they were led out to a vision quest where they could actually really receive the gifts of spirit. It's sort of what's needed, because what's coming in is the Ten of Fire, which is oppression. The Ten of Fire is an energy of this being an untenable situation that can't continue. Too heavy, too great a burden is being too great a burden because of this, because of loss. More loss, more death, war begetting more war, violence begetting more violence, loss leading to even greater chaos, which is the Tower card. But we do have the Sun. And then we've got the Father of Fire, and I don't think this is him. I don't think this is Netanyahu. I think this is somebody else. I don't know who it is. But it's nice that it's next to the Shaman, which is the card, which is the Hermit card. And we've also got the card of Balance and Inner Strength. So it feels as though there could be a new leader coming for Israel. And it's needed. But maybe there's going to be a crescendo, unfortunately, of something negative that brings this about. How far can he take his people when he's not taking them towards the sun? He's not taking them towards greater peace or balance. It's just bringing even more loss, even more chaos. Anyway, didn't want this video to be about just that situation, but let's honour the fact that it's a very difficult time in the Middle East. I've been playing the Human League song, The Lebanon, over the last few days, which was written in the 1980s and referencing the war of many decades before. And it's just very depressing how war just keeps coming round in cycles. But it's because of these sticky flies, is what I'm being told. It's these warmongers in our midst, which are breeding. But what we have to remember is that we are also breeding, but we're breeding light and we're breeding hope and we're breeding rainbow children of new earth, crystalline energy, and that ultimately will win. Okay, let's have one final card for the Middle East for October. We've got the Mother of Water and the Seven of Air, which is futility. I'm repeating a lot of things at the moment because the messages are so strong that I'm being given. How many times have you heard me say the mothers of the world are going to stand up and say no more? This is futile, futility. It's leading us nowhere. So let's just pray that these women who are able to be heard and are able to stand up. Okay. The other thing with October, as I say, I'm being drawn to the Halloween portal. What I'm really sensing more than anything is I'm not wanting to spoil people's fun. I know in USA it's a big deal. It's a fairly big deal here, but it's very commercialised as well. Far better, really, to honour Sam Hain, and I also honour All Souls Day and honour the ancestors in the days following Halloween. Halloween itself can be used absolutely for dark purposes. And there's always a window either side of Halloween, the few days before and the few days afterwards, where it's a sacrificial energy. The whole Hollywood going down energy with P. Diddy is linked to this year's Halloween energy. And I ask for those in positions that are vulnerable, that are working for the light, to be kept safe and protected. And what the hell are you going on about? I'm going on about people like Justin Bieber, to protect him and keep him safe. Okay. I don't know how far I want to go in this video with regards to the Hollywood situation. What I would like to say is that a lot of my work that I've done over the last 3-4 years, particularly with the Heart Squad, has been a precursor to what is now arriving in our world. And many of the deaths of these people, Kurt Cobain, Chris Cornell, Prince, MJ, still have doubts about George Michael, actually. It's a bit odd, his death. But anyway, I can't remember all of the rest of them now, but many, Avicii, I would say as well. I didn't say it in the Tim Bergling video, but I do believe that was linked as well. It's all going to come out, basically. It's all going to come out in terms of what they were trying to reveal, what they were standing up for, and why they were taken down. And we're going to see the people who have been exalted and glorified and put into positions of power in the musical industry and the entertainment industry, being brought to their knees. So I'm not saying it's all going to happen this October. I just feel as though there's a key event to come. There's a key event to come linked into all of this. So what we want is for the wrongdoers to be brought down, and we want those who are innocent to be protected. Yeah. Do you know, I know I'm going a little bit off track, but I just want to chat a little bit and then I'll get back to the cards. It's a Sunday. I can do what I like. I'm just coming on here free of charge to just talk to you, and I very much appreciate you as a community. If you've made it this far into the video, you're probably one of my loyal tribe. Thank you. Heart Squad. I was watching a television programme 2 days ago about Elizabeth Taylor. Now, I didn't know much about Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, I knew who she was, but she was a bit before my time. So I didn't know any of her films, didn't really know her story. It's a 3-part series that's on BBC Two. I only watched the first episode. The second one hasn't aired yet. But it got up to her 3rd husband. And it was also talking about her life and the fact that she was signed into this heavy-duty Hollywood contract at a very young age. By her mother, I assume. And she couldn't get out of it. And it felt pretty prison-like. And the 3rd husband that she married, Mike Todd, she genuinely loved, and he adored her. And she had one more film to make on this long-running contract, and he managed to get her out of it. And then she does an interview where she's basically sitting down with Mike, and she's just saying, yeah, she doesn't want to do any films anymore. I mean, she probably would have done at some point, but she was saying goodbye to Hollywood. And she just wanted to be a mum and a housewife. And it's a really beautiful little interview. And then, of course, what happens is he dies in a aeroplane crash. just after he's negotiated this exit from Hollywood. And I don't know, it reminded me a bit of JFK Jr., that aeroplane crash. So yes, there were external circumstances such as bad weather. He shouldn't have maybe flown. But it's just the timing of these things is just strange, is it not? And then, of course, she gets pulled back into the whole Hollywood industry and makes millions more money for them. So I think she would be somebody that would be very interesting to channel. And I might get to that. Maybe this October, we'll see. I don't know, when was her birthday and death? Let's just look her up as I'm sort of in her energy now. I'm not saying I've got her here yet, because I don't think I have. Not feeling her very strongly, but maybe we can just put a call out as a community. If you want to hear from Elizabeth Taylor and she has something to say. Okay, she was born 27th of February, died 23rd of March. So maybe it's more the first half of 2025 she might come through. But yeah, I'm really feeling her energy. I have channeled, haven't I, David Niven. He might be somebody to go back to as well to talk about the fall of Hollywood and what he saw and what he knew, because I love channeling him. But again, I might go back to some of these other Heart Squad that I've done, particularly being drawn back to Kurt Cobain and Chris Cornell maybe, and Prince, or maybe all of them. Maybe I'll do a group one where she's just sort of, okay, now you're this side of the veil and you can see what is falling and you know why it's falling and that it needed to fall. What do you have to say? That type of thing. I think that could be quite good, couldn't it? So, all right. So why was I talking about that? Just because it's all linked, I think, to this year's Halloween. Just watch it. If it was me, what I'm going to be doing is keeping it very low key this Halloween and keeping my energy as clean and as pure as I possibly can. That also means don't be over drinking around Halloween. If you take drugs, please try to moderate it a little bit around then, because again, this can create entry points for demons to enter. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a world of demons and angels. And you want to be on the side with the angels, not the demons, okay? And as I said that, I can just see the presence of Metatron, but also Uriel. Because again, if we go back to Archangel Uriel, Uriel is about justice. He's about bringing justice. He's about the legal system. So I'm just seeing this mighty presence of Archangel Uriel rising through October. And what he's also doing is he's now looking over at the Middle East situation as well. And it's as though Spirit sees everything. You don't get away with anything. You know, there's this thing about in war, people can behave in ways that they wouldn't during times of peace. You know, you just get people behaving in barbaric ways. It's the herd mentality. It's, well, because this person's doing that, it must be okay for me to do it. Or in times of carnage or chaos in the world, when you have riots, other people just join in with the riot or join in with the looting and the rampaging. And what I'm being shown here by Uriel is that I see everything. Spirit sees everything. You don't get away with anything. So this is a month to really be your own accountability is what I'm hearing. It's a month to be accountable for your actions, for your words, for your thoughts, for your deeds, for your energy that you are treading into the world, okay? So definitely a month to shield, to protect your energy. I'm being shown the evil eye as well, being very powerful this month to work with, as well as the armour of God and other spiritual tools that I've taught over the years. But I definitely feel Uriel's energy is there to also shield us and guide us. Let's go to Uriel at this point. Archangel Uriel, October. So I'm hearing October mist. Okay, I'm trying not to overanalyze that. It's just what I'm being given, October mist. It feels a bit sort of smoke and mirrors type energy. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, manipulation, lies, distortion. What you think is real might not be real. Be very, very careful what you share on social media. Also what you knee-jerk read and think, oh my God, I didn't know that, because smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. How the hell do we get through this? By going within, by using our own powers of discernment, of taking time out, of breathing, of connecting to nature, of keeping it very simple. It's a month to keep things simple. In a world in October which is explosive, revealing, shocking, catastrophic in some places, particularly in war zones, for us, we need to keep it as simple as we possibly can. Definitely a month to chop wood and carry water, okay? I'm aware that many of my followers are affected by what's going on with the weather. The hurricane out in America looks devastating. I send my love to anybody affected by that. But of course, it's not just America affected, many other countries as well, experiencing extremes of weather and climate. And, you know, what it does is it brings us back to what's really important. It brings us back to the basics, the foundations, the priorities, being there for each other. I've channeled for a long time that I feel as though Mother Earth really is going to rise as a great teacher. Now, she always has been, of course, but most people haven't acknowledged her. And it feels as though through her winds, you know, it's a terribly windy day today out here, through her rains, through her fires, through what she is purging and going through, she brings us back to each other. Okay, let's pull a few cards now, generalised cards for the month of October, okay? And I'm going to stick with this deck, which is the Vision Quest Tarot. Sorry, there's a bit of background noise if you can hear it. Somebody cleaning out a car or something. But anyway, this is symbolic as well. Within the noise, within the chaos, just try to find that still centre and focus. Focus on what you're doing in any one moment and let go of all the other, you know, peripheral things. Okay, so the month of October, please. And I'm calling in Archangel Uriel, Sandalphon and Metatron. 4 cards, please. Overall energy of October. Okay, I have to give what I get. Okay, so the overall energy of October is futility and loss. We've also got the card of the Hermit again. And then we've got the card of integrity. I'm going to take that one as well, the 4 of Earth, which is the card of security. So let's not be scared to face what is occurring in our world, okay? Let's not be scared of the month ahead. Let us remember that with every loss or with every emptying, there is also then a refilling moment, okay? It's a bit like the cycle of life. With every death, there is a birth. So, yes, there is an upsurge in deaths, mass exit point from the planet. But, okay, what I'm being shown is like mass exit, death, but this isn't just the month of October. It's an ongoing thing and has been happening for a while. But there's an exit. But then what I'm being shown is like this pitter-patter of little feet running down this corridor. And the corridor is the corridor to come here to Earth and incarnate. And it's like pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. And it's all this excited little souls, bright little sparks surging in. So we have to see it in that light, okay? It doesn't mean that some of the people that pass aren't also great lights. They may very well be. But you have to, I'm just hearing the word for futility and loss. I'm hearing the word replenishment. And there's another word, it's on the tip of my tongue, I can't quite get it. Reinforcements. Replenishment and reinforcements. Stay in your integrity. Very, very important. It's what Uriel was just saying. What you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're saying, it doesn't go unnoticed. Let me just get my phone, hold on. Sorry, where was I? That was the phone. I think I was talking about this card, the card of integrity. So staying in integrity, that we don't get away with lower energy. And actually, the higher you rise in frequency, the more that you're called out. Rightfully so, because we should know better. So yeah, it's definitely that type of energy this month. We've also got the Four of Earth, which is the energy of security, and the Hermit. Okay, so this is the guidance for this, what is a bit of a rough month ahead. To go within, be the Hermit, in many ways take our own vision quest. If the leaders aren't going to do it, remember that our leaders are, whether we like it or not, a reflection of us, because the micro and the macro and the micro reflect each other. If they're not going to do the vision quest, then we can, and it can be seeded and start to rise. I'm being shown like a serpent energy, like a rainbow serpent type energy, which we can feed with the vision of what it is that we want. I want to go back actually to what I'm saying about the UK earlier in regard to the Prime Minister that probably is going to be replaced. As mad as that sounds, I can't believe I'm even saying it, but I think he is going to be replaced. Rather than just accept it, people have to get to a place where it's like, hold on, this isn't good enough. Take it away from left or right, red or blue. This just isn't good enough. We as a people deserve better representation. There has to be a better way of doing this. I don't know what the answers are because we haven't done the vision quest yet. And I'm hearing, though, the answers are within. They're within the collective human heart and the collective human mind. So stay in your truth, stay in integrity. Okay, I've got another couple of decks that I wanted to use in this reading, so let's use them here. This is the Peace Oracle. And I did have this one just on the top. I will just show that and then I'll shuffle again. This is the card of listen, listen. It's definitely a month which it would be it comes with the card of realization. It's a month to listen, because in the listening, it brings about realization. I didn't actually know that. There was a misunderstanding there. I didn't know that you felt like that. I didn't know that, take it to a country level as well. I didn't realize that in that country, this was the norm, or in this country this happened, or in this country this was the education, or in this country this was the tradition. I didn't understand that. That now gives me a better understanding of who you are as a nation, that type of thing. But equally the whole, can't get away from politics, the whole left-right thing as well. Right, let's pull some cards, and again, let's just ask for guidance, please, for the month ahead. October 2024. What can we expect, please? What can we expect? We've got the same card come out. I'm looking at this one. Everlasting life, it says on the bottom of the deck. We've also got listen. Everlasting life. We've got heart space as well. Listen to the heartbeat. Listen to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Listen to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Listen to her rhythm. I'm not going to be lying down in my garden because it's sodden, cold, wet. I don't like that type of sensation, really. But, if you're in a warmer climate, maybe, which is a little bit more welcoming. I know I should just get down in the mud. Yeah, I get it. But the point is, what I'm trying to say is I'm being shown just lying down on the earth. Okay. So I suppose you could put a blanket down, couldn't you? And then it wouldn't be quite so bad. Lying down on the earth. It's a bit like when you're with a partner and you might be very stressed or very upset. And then if you have a cuddle, it doesn't have to be a partner. It could also be your child or a friend. You just have a cuddle and the heartbeats will start to synchronize. You become one with each other. Your breathing rate also starts to mirror each other. The heartbeat mirrors each other. So there's something to do with, amidst the chaos and the change, to listen to Mother. Mother being Mother Earth. And I guess it comes with this card as well, doesn't it? Deep, deep grounding needed. Deep, deep grounding. This is a shamanic deck, really, that I've chosen for this reading today. And I realise now why I've done it. The Hermit card as well. So connect into your heart space. Connect into Mother Earth's heart space. And we've got this card of everlasting life with regards to listen. I want to put that with the message I just said about the stampede I'm hearing now, the stampede of little feet that want to come to this earth because they don't believe it's futile. They haven't given up on Mother Earth. They haven't given up. They want to come to help. And sometimes the help arrives, does it not, in hours of greatest need. So I'm feeling that. I'm really feeling that. And then we've got a card of positive outcome, which is nice. But I feel it comes in. Well, let me just tune into this positive outcome. What is the positive outcome? So October, positive outcome. That there can be a positive outcome no matter what is going on around the world. No matter what is going on in your own personal life as well. If you can look at things from a soul level, if you can feel into situations from a soul level, you can remember why souls come to this planet. And I'm now seeing a whole line, legions of souls queuing up to come to Earth, as they always have done, but it's in even greater numbers. And some of these are your soul tribe as well. Not all of your soul tribe is here on the earth at the moment. There are remnants of your soul tribe that are coming back. And they're coming back to learn what they want to learn. They're rolling up their sleeves. They want to get on with it. They're not feeling futile. They haven't given up. So there's an injection of hope. There's an injection of enthusiasm. There's an injection of excitement. There's an injection of, we can do this. We can do it. Okay, coming. So positive outcome. That's really lovely. And I love those colours as well. The violets and the yellows and the pinks. Okay, so nice cards from that deck. The final deck that I want to use today is this one, which is the Voyager Tarot. So let's see what message this deck may have for us for the month ahead. So October 2024. The Ten of Crystals, which would be the Ten of Pentacles. Completion of something. Oh. Well, Ten of Pentacles often can be a completion, but here we've got delusion. Can you see it says delusion? And then the next card on the bottom of the deck is seer. So seer with delusion. I think it's just confirming what I said previously with regards to smoke and mirrors. Really needing to be very, very discerning this month ahead. Really feeling into what you're being told. Not just at a collective level, but maybe at an individual level as well. Also including the delusions that we tell ourselves, the lies that we tell ourselves, the excuses that we tell ourselves, why we don't have to do something or we don't have to go somewhere. So that coming through. What else? Delusion, seer. Oh, this is also a false prophet type thing as well. Yeah, we've got the Seeker, Child of Wands, and Compassion. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'd forgotten I wanted to say this. It feels as though there is an upsurge of false prophets at this time. Some of them very well-known names. One of them, sadly, somebody I used to admire, who's just on the circuit presenting themselves as some spiritually enlightened guru now. But I think there's an underlying manipulative energy there. And no, I'm not going to call him out because it's not my job to call him out. It's a job of discernment. But he's not the only one. No names, please, in the comments below, because this is an individual journey we're all on. I just am noticing an upsurge in manipulative energy within the spiritual community. Has it always been there? Yes. But this October, it feels as though it's very, very rife. It's like the trickster energy, you know? Let me show you this, because I can show you this. I have to be some sort of master and I know it all type energy. I don't know. I keep hearing and I keep being reminded by spirit for my own journey, but equally it's what I try to live by. It's an energy of humbleness. Keep coming back to humbleness, which is the opposite of this overt ego type energy, which is just like, I'm the big I am. Humbleness is the key. So delusion and seer, the antidote is to seek compassion. Seeker and compassion. And the seeker card is the Child of Wands. To be like the little child. To be like the little mouse. You don't have to be the great big, beast of the jungle with all the glittering accolades and awards. I think all of that is falling away. And the truth is that some of the greatest spiritual truths, of course, come out of the mouth of children. Is that not the truth? Because a child will always tell you the truth. And they do so without meaning anything nasty necessarily from it, Anyway, this Child of Wands comes in with compassion, and I think it's also this wave of children coming in who have compassion and curiosity and strength. Split the deck. Four of Cups, anger. But I quite like that card, because if you remember, the Four of Cups is usually a card of dissatisfaction. It's like, I've got all these cups, but I don't really know what to do with them, or I don't really want them. It's like, getting tired of the anger, getting tired of the rampage, getting tired of the chaos, getting tired of the war, getting tired of the division, getting tired of the nastiness and the bitterness and the aggressiveness, wanting to come back to love. Interestingly, that is interesting. So two completely different decks that I've used. I split the deck. The other one that's now on the bottom is the card of oppression, but we had oppression, didn't we, from the other deck? Didn't we? Yeah, I'm sure we did. Where's it gone? We've had that word oppression twice in this reading. Can't find the card now. I must have shuffled it back in, but I know I saw it. We've had oppression twice. So let's tune into oppression and what we do about oppression. So this is us feeling oppressed, and it may be very real. There may be things being done that make us feel oppressed, but what can we do about that? I want to go to Merlin at this point. Merlin's a good energy to work with this October as well. Oppression. Oppression is just an energy, is what Merlin is saying. Start to see these energies, whether they be anger, whether they be feeling oppressed, whether it be feeling fear, as simply energies that move through and will constantly change if you allow them to. So rather than, for example, oppression becoming the prison bar, see it as a more fluid energy that can and wants to change into a higher quality. So if oppression, for example, was an energy, and I'm being shown it as like this iron bar, this clenched fist, see that energy starting to unfurl, okay? See the bar starting to melt and dissolve into a wavelength of love. Because Merlin's saying everything can be transmuted, everything can be alchemized. And what he's saying is that because we are living in a world of duality, that sometimes the most potent ends of the spectrum can be alchemized into the opposite polarity, which is a higher, better version. So from extreme hate can come extreme love or joy, if given the correct ingredients and circumstances to manifest and grow. So become a bit more Merlin-like, I'm feeling, this October as well. Channel your inner Merlin, actually. Channel your inner Merlin to realise that you can alchemize what is around you. You can alchemize what's coming at you energetically. And it's about transmuting everything into love. Into love. Anything else, Merlin? October. To be a witness is what he's saying. To be a witness. Just feeling this very steady presence and energy, which is I'm being a witness. I'm not being a participator. I'm not the one throwing the rocks. I'm not the one throwing the barbed comments. I'm witnessing. I have compassion. I might have a higher understanding of why that person's lashing out or behaving like that. I'm witnessing it, but I'm also alchemizing it. I'm transmuting it. It's a bit like, against this energy of humbleness and quietness. It's like being the person at the party who's actually the quietest, standing in the corner, but actually has got the most to say. Has got the most power. So not being one of the headless chickens, as I often say, being this still sage, this observer, this witness, knowing that everything that you are witnessing, there is a karmic comeback from. Remember what Uriel was saying, nobody gets away with anything, okay? Because it's sometimes where the rage comes from and the need for revenge. I see this and no one's doing anything about it. Everything gets balanced at the end of days. Yeah? So, call in Merlin, call in Uriel, call in Sandalphon, and we will get through this month together, okay? And it can be a good month, but it's a month where, put it this way, I'm being given the analogy of you can be going through this month, seeing it as like a passageway, as though we're on the boat. The waves are very turbulent. There might be lightning, there might be this, there might be that happening. There might be people on the boat who are, for example, unwell or aggressive, but you can be in your own cabin and be having a perfectly pleasant time, a calm time, a still time. That is what the wise ones will be doing. Okay, I do hope that helps. So I'm going to leave that there for now, I think. And I always think, is there just one more message? But okay, there is one more message. I've just split the deck here and we've got negative thinking. So yeah, you see, that's back to what I said at the beginning about the fly trap. Look at that, the vultures picking over the death, the decay. Don't be a vulture. This is a mental battle this month as much as anything. You've got to be like this. You've got to be like the Ace of Air. Don't be that upside down King of Swords energy. Try to do everything you can to keep a clear mind, to keep focused, So keep focused on your goals, keep focused on what it is you have to do this month. Give yourself a project, give yourself something to do. By the end of the month, I want to have, I don't know, written a chapter of my book. I want to have finished that painting. I want to have started that course. I want to have learnt this new recipe. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Give yourself a goal, because by giving yourself a goal, you're going to keep yourself focused on the job at hand, and keep out this negative thinking, and that is a constant battle. And what I always say, because we all have like that negative monkey on our shoulder, which is the negative voice, is when it comes, cancel, clear, delete, but equally then say something positive, if you can, times two. Okay. So particularly if it's something negative about yourself, always then balance it with saying something loving to yourself. And that way you keep it in check, okay? Also, writing down things is very helpful this month. Getting it out of your system. That solar eclipse that we've got on the 2nd of October, is big as well. It's going to be highlighting all of this, but it's also a new moon in Libra, so it's helping to balance as well. So yeah, it's a bit of sort of like a push forward and then push back, and then it's just having to flow and move. But keep sense of what's going on up here. If you need to switch off from social media, switch off from social media. We're all still going to be here when you come back, okay? Or if you're not switching off from social media, what I'm doing now is I literally follow less than a handful of people. And they're not all spiritual people either. One astrologer, a couple of homemaking channels. What else? A family channel. I don't need a lot of people that I'm following anymore. So, if you're following me and you get something from me, thank you very much. But equally, if you need a bit of peace and quiet, I understand that as well. But, come back and say hi at a later date. But equally, hopefully, most of you will stay. But you know what I mean, it's just a lot of the time, don't just do endless scrolling, mindless scrolling. What I do is at the start of the week, I will think, is there a new video from the people I do follow? And I'll go to their channel. I won't wait for YouTube to tell me they've released something, because 9 times out of 10 they don't. And then I'll watch it. And that's it. I'm good. Yeah. So that's my guidance. Thank you very much for watching. Lots of love to you all. And I'll be back very soon. I don't think with a bit of Elizabeth Taylor in the next week, but you never know. I think I'd like to see the end of that series, actually. I'd like to watch the 3 episodes, which I don't normally do, but I just found her fascinating. Her life is amazing. Absolutely amazing woman. And my gosh, wasn't she beautiful? What a beautiful woman. Her spirit, I'm sure, is equally beautiful. So we'll see if MJ might help nudge her this way, but we'll give her a chance to come. I'm not going to force it. But I am just putting it out there. Elizabeth, I would love to chat with you someday. So thank you. Take care, guys. Lots of love. I need to go and do a Sunday shop now. Bye-bye for now. Bye. Priorities, remember, priorities. Bye-bye.